Christy. I'm here today to talk about a couple of books of poetry, and what I've picked is rhyming poetry, and the grade levels range from 1st grade to 5th grade. So the first book I'm starting with is Winkin', Blinkin' and Nod. This is by Eugene Field and illustrated by Giselle Potter. And what I love about the illustrations is they take up the full page of the book. And here is a story about 3 characters who go on a hunt for some herring. And in their eyes, the herring become the stars. They're the stars of the sea. And in the progress, they talk to the moon, and the moon tells them where to find the herring. They end up taking the herring home to their mother, and they're very proud of that. Along the way, the book rhymes. Next, I have Giraffe and a Half. And this story is about a kid who dresses up as giraffe and adds lots of different stuff to his giraffe. And the thing I like about this story is that each page repeats the words that it had before, the words on the previous page. So I think this will help kids learn words because it repeats them so many times. The illustrations are fun and they're drawings, and it's all black and white throughout the book. This book is by Shel Silverstein. Next I found this, Hey You, Come Here. This is another poetry book, but it's called Poetry Slam. So it has a little different slant on it. Once again, the book illustrations take up the whole page, and each poetry has a category of either a season or a character or a subject. Like this one is A Good Cry. And what I love about this book is that the lines right here on the side of the page lead into the poetry, and they come from the page before. So it talks about the page before it, and then these lines lead into what a good cry is and why it's good to cry. And this story is perfect for 2nd graders who might be struggling with crying and thinking they shouldn't. And this book is written by Elizabeth Swados and illustrated by Joe Cepitas. Next, I have Riddle Road. And this is a book of poems that are riddles. And the goal is for the children to figure out what the riddle is. So it gives you an example of what something is, or it tells you about something, and then it tells you the answer to the riddle at the bottom of the page, down here. And each page is illustrated with watercolors and lines. And it's just a fun little read for kids who are trying to use their brain and exercise it for figuring out what the riddle is. This book is illustrated by Eric Blegvad and written by, and I can't read it, Spires, Elizabeth Spires. Next and last is my favorite, Pizza, Pigs, and Poetry. This book is more for an upper grader, like a 5th grader. This book contains several poems that don't always rhyme, but many of them do. And in between each poem, there's a description of how to write a poem about whatever the subject might be. So Jack Pratluski, he talks about how to write poems and how kids should go about writing poems. And one of the things he mentioned is list. And one of the illustrations in the book is a form of a list and a circular motion. And so kids can write out a list of stuff that might be included in the poem by using this type of graph and creating their own poem from it. It's a very educational book with lots of good poems about food and such. So that's it. Thanks for watching my annotated bibliography. Have a great day.